Hi, this is Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Well, this is part two of my national pickups. Part one I released about a week ago, and man, it was running 13 minutes long, and I still had three big boy cards to show. And I was starting to get bored myself, and I said, you know, this is going to go well over 20 minutes. Why don't I cut it here and do a part two, which I'm doing right now. I have three cards I'd like to show you, and one that was reholdered. What I have, I'm going to start with a Wednesday pickup, and this is a 1930 Rogers Pete Ty Cobb. Now, I'm sure many of you have never seen this particular card, and it's pretty rare. Roger Pete was a clothing store, high-end clothing store in the Boston, New York area, a men's and boys clothing store. And the way you would receive one of these cards, actually you received 4 cards when you went in with one of your parents to the boys section. And these cards were meant to be put in an album. And you can see it's a blank back here, a little glue mark, it looks like right here. This is Ty Cobb in an athletics uniform. You don't see too many cards with him in an athletics uniform. It's a 40, I believe a 48 card set. And you have Ruth in the set. You got, I believe, Garrick in the set. So you have some big boys in the set. On Wednesday, when I picked this up, the dealer didn't really want to budge. He said he put like there was a price thing right up here with a little star on it. And he said the reason the star's there, he says, I see these 3 cards, these are from my personal collection. Not sure if that's true or not, but he didn't really want to budge. So I walked away. And I came back a half hour later saying, hey, I'm not going to see this card again in this kind of condition. So I ended up picking up a Rogers Pete Ty Cobb. Now the second card, I traded a Babe Ruth for this card. I traded a 1933 Goudey red. It was off the red Goudey was authentic because someone fixed a crease. I showed this card, I don't know, maybe a year ago in one of my videos. It's always bugged me, and I brought it with me to the National to see if I can trade up with cash to pick up another big boy card. And what I picked up was a scarce 1933 Warsh cigar company card of the great Lou Gehrig. Again, 1933. Look at this beautiful, beautiful glossy photo of Lou. The way you would receive one of these cards or multiple cards is you would mail in some cigar bands to the company, and they would send you back a card or cards in a Warsh envelope. And the reason we know this is a Warsh card, because it's blank back here, is because of the envelopes that these came in. Ruth is in the set. Like I said, I would call it more, I guess, even rare. You don't see these very often. And I thought with cash, it was well worth the trade to pick up a Lou Gehrig. You don't see too many trades where you trade a Ruth for a Gehrig card, but this is one of them. Now the third card, like I said, my first video, man, I spent way too much money. I didn't expect to get this card. This particular card I picked up on Friday. I went where the area I spent most of my time where the vintage was. And this particular card, I must have walked by this dealer 2 or 3 times on the Wednesday, Thursday. Now it's Friday. This card appears in his case. He said he recently picked it up from someone, bought it from someone. And I was lucky to be at the right place to pick this up. And It's the 1928 Harrington Babe Ruth here. And beautiful example for a 1. As you know, many of you know, this particular image is of him in a Red Sox uniform. Harrington's was an ice cream company. And this particular card, what makes it kind of funny, is this card was once owned by Josh J. Stottlemyre I. And I actually own another card of his that I didn't realize he owned at one time. And I showed him this card. I texted him this card. He said, "That's my old card that I offered to you, Rick, at one time." So I think he offered it like 6 months, a year ago. Probably didn't have the funds to pick it up, but just kind of funny that a lot of these cards, I mean, I wouldn't call this rare, more scarce, are kind of recycled in the community, and just kind of funny that I own another card that Josh once owned. This particular image here first appeared in the 1917 to 1920 Felix Mendelssohn issue. And here it is again, a 1928 Harrington. So for me, for a 1, just a beautiful example. So I guess thanks, Josh, for selling it to someone and eventually ending up in my hands here. And then lastly, I want to give a shout out to SGC. On Wednesday, when I first arrived, I brought a card that, it's this card right here, just a beautiful 1952 Bowman. I mean, look at how beautiful this is for a 3. It had a crack here and here on the slab here. And I decided, you know what, I'll bring it along. If the lines are not too long, I'll get it reholdered. I showed up on Wednesday. The lines weren't long at all. They were well organized. SGC, they had, I don't know, 10, 12 laptops, multiple employees to help someone if they needed help entering the information. I gave it to them. 2 hours later on Wednesday, I get a text that the card's ready to be picked up. And other people had great, I mean, you know, they did to me, they did a really good job of customer service, SGC. So I just want to give them a shout out on the back and kind of see what it looks like. But really nice to get this one reholdered. Hey, I had a great time at the National. I can't wait till Cleveland. Apparently the Misfits and other people, we're going to share a house, and we've already got it reserved, believe it or not, and for Cleveland. Can't wait. Hey, this is Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. Bye.